What's up? Welcome back to the Metalhead Car Show. After seeing Steel Panther announce their full-blown Canadian tour being the Northern Exposure Tour with Buck Cherry, I was kind of inspired to go do a ranking video of ranking all the Steel Panther studio albums. Now I'd love to know, if you're going to go see this tour, where are you going to go see them? I'm personally going to go to the show in Ottawa. I am really looking forward to it. But for now, let's get into the rankings. We're going from worst to best. There's only 6 albums, so I don't think this will take that long. But in last place, we're starting with Lower the Bar. Now, Lower the Bar came out in March 2017 as Steel Panther's 4th full-length studio album. Now, when I saw the album come out and hear the words Lower the Bar, I personally thought it was kind of funny. This band that takes on this sleazy persona, just lowering the bar and lowering the expectations of the crowd. Honestly, that's kind of how this album felt. When I see Steel Panther in May, if they don't play much from this album, I'll be kind of fine from it. That's not to say there's no good songs on this. Going Through the Back Door is something they have been playing a fair bit from this album, and it is probably the best song on the album. But frankly, it's the only song I'm going to go back to. A lot of the songs in this album kind of have the same feeling to it. They're all a bit slower tempo than some of the stuff in the past. The guitar work isn't as impressive, and a lot of the songs just don't have that much guitar work in the verses. And it kind of just made for a really uninteresting experience. Now I get it, Steel Panther is a bit of a joke and it's all supposed to be fun, I know. But this album just didn't feel like that much fun. And it's going to be really hard to top the 3 albums that came prior to it. So I don't know if lowering the bar was the intention to kind of build themselves back up for the next 2 albums, but it isn't amazing. I'm not calling it a bad album, but it's definitely the weakest. In 5th place, we're going to the 2019 release with Heavy Metal Rules. Heavy Metal Rules is kind of a cool step forward from Lower the Bar. And despite I do believe it's a bit closer to an album like All You Can Eat, I still do feel like it has some of the presence from Lower the Bar. The songs are better than what we got on Lower the Bar, but a lot of the songs just aren't as good as what they used to do prior. If they were to pull out Let's Get High Tonight, Heavy Metal Rules, All I Would Do Is Fuck Myself Tonight, that would be awesome. I think those go down so well live. And generally, they're a lot of fun to listen to. Like, this album is a good album. It just feels like a little bit of the Lower the Bar album at some moments. That hasn't went away, but this is definitely a step forward. In 4th place, we have On the Prowl. On the Prowl came out in February 2023. It was actually the first album to have Spider on bass, replacing Lexi Fox, who's been with the band forever. Which is actually one thing I really need to give Steel Panther. Like, Steel Panther has been a band for a long time now. They are not new. Like, the first album came out in 2009, but they did the Metal School album years before that. They were in a serious band even before that. So the fact they've been together for like 25 to 30 years with 1 member change is very impressive. Totally aside the point though. On the Prowl has some weird little tendencies to it, but it is actually a great album. It has a bit more of kind of this oddball modern feeling to it when it comes to its lyrics. Like, you've one song called On Your Instagram, which is about going out with someone and it being a catfish sort of date. And that's a lot more of a modern topic than what you would have had from their earlier albums, but you still get a lot of the cool stuff that you got from albums like Balls Out and All You Can Eat. In regards to Steel Panther, this is a very mature feeling album, which is a really weird sentence to say, but it kind of is. Satchel's guitar work is so much more impressive on this album. Michael Starr sounds great, and these songs are going down great live. This album could be better, but it is a massive step up from the 2 albums prior to it, which actually makes me really excited for the next album they're going to put out. In 3rd place, we have All You Can Eat. Now, All You Can Eat was actually the album that was in circulation when I got into Steel Panther, and it's now 11 years old, which is mind-blowing to think about for me. And it's both an album full of solid material, it's also an album that had a lot of material stay in the setlist. The main song of this being Glory Hole, which has a music video I probably can't show here. I'm actually shocked Steel Panther can. But this album's a lot of fun start to finish. It's just as misogynistic as you want it to be while still being a joke, while still having really, really good guitar work on it. Which, yes, I keep going back to the guitar work as opposed to what's going on bass or drums, but also, I was a guitarist in former life. I'm sorry. This album's great. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. There's just 2 other albums I find to be a little bit stronger. Now, by saying the second place album, that is also saying what came first, but in second place, Feel the Steel. Now, Steel Panther did a short tour for the 50th anniversary of Feel the Steel, being the first full-length original Steel Panther album, which was kind of not original. Despite all these songs were new songs, all these songs were heavily themed or inspired off other songs. Not covers, but very much parody. Definitely using bands like Poison, Whitesnake, and Metallica as inspiration. But also, a lot of these songs never left the setlist ever, and they've become complete staples to the setlist. Or if they did a show without Death to All the Metal or Asian Hooker, it would feel weird. Also, Asian Hooker, one of the best solo Satchel's ever written. So I have nothing bad to say about it. Why isn't it first? The reason it's not first is it still has a lot of parody to it. Had these been completely original songs that Steel Panther wrote and thought of with no heavy inspiration from other bands, it would probably be number one. This album's excellent, but this one album, I believe, tops it. And that is the 2011 release, Balls Out. And that's exactly how it felt. It felt like they went balls out on this album. It's spectacular. There may be two songs I deem a little bit weaker, like Let Me Come In and I Like Drugs. Other than that, this album is so solid. And even the weaker songs might be on par to some of the newer material. It also very much has the best thing Chad Kroeger's ever been in, being It Won't Suck Itself. Now, I could rhyme off every single song, but I'd rhyme off pretty much the entire album. It also has one of the strongest opening songs to any Steel Panther album, being Supersonic Sex Machine. Like, this album's so good. I hope it gets a small little retrospective tour next year when it hits 15 years old, but we'll see about that. But anyway, I want to know, what do you think? Do you agree with my list and the ranking of Steel Panther albums? And if not, let me know yours. And also, one more time, if you're going to be checking them out on this upcoming tour, let me know where you're going to see them. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe, enjoy the view scene. I tend to post a couple times a week, and I'll see you later.